Hi guys, this is JT Tapias, and today I'm going to be speaking about the melancholy in control. Once again, we are in a series called Temperament Theory. There's 5 temperaments, and so far we have touched on 4 of those temperaments. We have one last temperament that hopefully I will speak about tomorrow in a video on the supine in control. But today we're going to be speaking about the melancholy in control and how that relates to fitness and nutrition. And as I've said in all my other videos, I feel like I have to recap in case someone is just coming on board for the very first time. Temperament theory has 3 areas, the area of inclusion, control, and affection. Particularly, we're going to be speaking about the area of control because when it comes to fitness and nutrition, I feel that the will is the rudder, what makes things actually propel, move forward, and actually what makes people take action. And so we're going to be speaking about the area of control for the melancholy in control. So the melancholy in control is a highly intellectual individual. Melancholies are usually artists, singers, speakers, great performers, actors, people that have this amazing ability to see pictures in their mind. They're very rich in their mind. They're constantly thinking and they're constantly coming up with new ideas, and it's just a never-ending flow of ideas. The melancholy in control is a very creative, disciplined person. It is said that if you see a beautiful painting or you hear a beautiful composition or any of that sort of art, it comes from a melancholy. And so melancholies are extremely intellectual, people that are constantly seeing pictures and shapes and forms in their mind. They have this amazing ability to just constantly create. They're perfectionists. They want things done well. If they do something, if they take on a task, they're going to make sure that it is done well. And because of that, they love research. Everything has to be based on facts. They want to hear the facts. They're highly intellectual, so they have that need for numbers and statistics and facts, and things have to be very precise. You have to tell a melancholy in control specifically what it is you want them to do. And they're self-motivated. They're extremely self-motivated. They don't need a lot of pushing or motivating. They're just self-motivated. They're people that get up and do what they say they're going to do. They have amazing leadership abilities. They can lead, and they can lead very well. They're very efficient when it comes to leadership. And those are amazing traits. I mean, we see some of the most incredible structures and things that we see around are created by melancholies. So melancholies have this amazing capacity to create, to build, and just to make something out of nothing. And so those are the areas of strength for the melancholy in control. And there's many others. I can go on and on and on. But we're going to tap onto the challenging areas of the melancholy. And the melancholy is it procrastinates. He or she tends to procrastinate in areas that are unknown to him or her, and they're so capable that when they're faced with something that they don't know, they just tend to procrastinate and hold back because they're afraid to be wrong or to make a mistake. And so there's a lot of self-doubt there in that area of weakness for the melancholy in control. They become angry if you confront them, if you correct them. They become very angry. They're used to being right. They're used to knowing everything, and when they don't know things, they get a little upset, and it turns them off, and they just completely shut down. They tend to be rigid, uncompromising, and that's once again because they're so used to doing things right that they feel that it's their way or the highway. So they're uncompromising. They can be rigid. They can be legalistic in many things in life, and that just comes from always having this ability to do things right. And so when challenged, they feel extremely upset if someone corrects them or someone points something out to them. And so for the coach, that presents some challenges because when speaking to a melancholy in control and when trying to lead a melancholy in control, you want to make sure that, number one, that melancholy in control is always going to pick a coach that they feel is intellectually superior, someone that they can respect, someone that they feel is going to give them all the facts, and they're going to back those facts up, and not only facts, but they want to make sure that this coach has a track record and that They're proven to be successful in whatever it is they're directing them in. And so it's extremely important for the melancholy and control to have respect for their coach. They're going to want to see your credentials. They're going to want to see your education. They want to make sure that they are working with people that are intellectually superior or even to them. And so once again, this is something, if you're coaching a melancholy and control, or if you're a melancholy and control and you're looking for coaching, you want to make sure that these things are in place so that you don't feel disappointed, or you end up just stopping halfway through a program just simply because that coach, that mentor didn't fulfill your particular needs. In the area of fitness and nutrition, this presents a really interesting situation, because it's important for that coach, once again, to be smart. The melancholy and control wants to make sure that their food is weighed out. So you want to make sure you weigh your food. You want to make sure you keep logs. The melancholy and control wants to make sure that that log is visual, that they can see it, that they can actually follow progress. So if they're progressing in any way, shape, or form, whether that is weight or they've been consistent for X amount of days, it's really important for the melancholy and control to know that. So if you're a melancholy and control and you're following a nutrition program, you want to make sure you're weighing your food. You want to make sure you have a log for workouts. You want to make sure you're logging in your progress, however small that progress is. You want to make sure that that's always there. Melancholies love being praised. They like when people compliment them, and so even if they're not being complimented, but that log is showing progress, that is extremely uplifting for the melancholy, and it will ensure that the melancholy and control continues this process all the way to the end. Scheduling accountability calls for the melancholy is important. The melancholy and control should probably schedule accountability calls every 7 days. These calls should be very precise. They don't like to waste time. They like to get directly to the point, and they want to make sure that the information that is given to them is very, very precise. This temperament needs to create a plan for the entire month. So they want to see the entire month laid out in front of them so that they can see it. Once again, they're creative. Once again, they can see pictures in their mind. And so in looking at this plan, they're going to be able to really craft this whole master plan in their mind. And so really interesting temperament. I find the melancholy and control to be one of the most interesting temperaments. They're just kind of like genius status, and that's just how God created them to be for a particular reason. This temperament also has the challenge that they can get down, and when they get down, it's really hard to get them off of that mood. Melancholy and control, the melancholy and control regenerates by themselves. So it's really important that when this particular temperament is working out, that they work out by themselves. And this is going to be interesting, but with the melancholy and control, they want to make sure that they're listening to a podcast or watching a conference via YouTube while they're working out. So they need to be constantly stimulated intellectually, even when they're working out. They need to feel like they're killing two birds with one stone. And so if they're getting an education and they're working out, they're going to feel amazing. They're going to get addicted to the process of actually learning versus getting in shape. And so if they can do both at the same time, this is incredibly useful for the melancholy and control. That reinforcement needs to be there. That reinforcement needs to come from a coach that they highly respect. And if they do that, they're going to be extremely successful at any nutrition plan. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions on how to assess what you are in inclusion, control, and affection in those 5 temperaments, please reach out to me. I would love to do an assessment. And I'll tell you what, it's just an incredible way to become efficient in all areas of life, specifically in the area of fitness and nutrition, as that's my forte and that's how I coach my people. So next we will be speaking about the supine. The supine is the 5th temperament that was discovered by Dr. Arnold, and it's going to be an amazing time. Tune in. I will shoot this video tomorrow, the supine and control. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.